Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahalayim La Yahawashi Yashabashim Hakudash, and double honest to great and apostles. Thought Yahshua for the strength and all to make this video, and Yaratazar they find this one edifying as well, which to edify means to build up, man. But I remember in the past few videos I did last week really, I mentioned about the movie called Final Destination, and as you can see here, it says that this is really the first movie, came out in the year 2000. Final Destination trailer, one, and obviously you got the key actors there: Ali Larter, Devin Sawa, and Kurt Smith. But the point being is that this first movie and what is the core message of this movie is really just about the angel of death just coming for everyone, man, which is a reflection of Yahawah's judgment. And, I had some precepts in mind as well to bring out, for this video. So I decided, okay, let me just make a video, Yaratazar, that and I'm doing it right now. So yeah, I'll play the trailer and then bring out some presets, man, because really this angel of death that's been going on, it reminded me of the time when in what's it called, in Exodus, where Israel was commanded to put lamb's blood on their doors, so that the angel of death, which was Yahawashi, in spirit, would go around, and then if he saw blood on the doorpost, then he wouldn't go in to kill the firstborn, man. Which we're gonna get that, and then I'm gonna get some precepts. It shouldn't be too long of a video, but really it's just about the Most High's judgment as well as Yahawashi being the angel of death. But let's play it. I'll probably have a few words as well, but let's play it.
I got this feeling. It's a weird feeling.
The cabin starts to shake, right? And the left side blows up, and then the whole plane just explodes. The plane's gonna explode! It's not a joke! It's not a joke!
We get thrown off the plane all because Brownie has a bad dream?
I saw it.
The plane! It's gonna blow up! It's gonna blow up!
All 287 passengers are feared dead.
Because of you, I'm still alive.
There are no accidents, no coincidences, and no escapes.
Did it happen again? Did you see Todd die?
What if it was our time? What if we were not meant to get off that plane? What if there is a design, then it's not finished?
By walking off the plane, you cheated death. You have to figure out when it's coming back at you.
What are you, God now?
He knows which one of us is next.
You have a responsibility to tell me.
I knew I should have hit on Tammy in the pool that time.
Don't let it happen, okay?
Nobody has control over life and death, unless they are taking lives and causing death. Now, can you promise me that no one else is going to die?
Get up!
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, that movie was very interesting, man. If you brothers wanna, watch it, it's on Netflix right now. Part 1, part 2, part 3. I say movie 1, movie 2, movie 3, and movie 5. They don't have movie 4, but movie 5 is there. It's like a good 4 movies there. But part 4 or movie 4 isn't available. You gotta get that one elsewhere. I searched on Amazon Prime, but it's not really there currently. But the point is, in this trailer, man, there was different parts, man. The point is, the core of the story is really the idea of them. Apparently they were supposed to die, but they didn't die. So essentially, they cheated death, And all that they try and do is really constantly try and cheat death so that they can stay alive. Sometimes they may have a break, but then after like a few months' time, then death chases back at them again. So, this is really how the judgment of Yahawashi comes. It comes suddenly, man. And, we're gonna get precepts on that. I think there was actually a key word that's mentioned. But in fact, before I replay this and then, break down the trailer and bring out some precepts, I want to bring out the first one, pertaining to Yahawashi, because really, in fact, hold on. Let me see if I can find that specific part. Because there was a wind. That wind represent that angel of death, man.
Feared dead.
Because of you, I'm still alive.
You see that breeze, the candle went out, man. Because it was like a wind. I remember watching Prince of Egypt as well. Back in primary school, first time watching it there, and then got the DVD as well. Prince of Egypt, that animated film, on the Book of Exodus. How Israelites were in captivity, and then they departed. It's an animated movie. You search it up, you probably find it. But the point is that that angel of death written in Exodus 12, was Yahawashi that was moving, man, in the spirit. But let's actually get to that, Yaratazar. Let's get to that. Alright, so Exodus 12, because this was during the time of Passover as well. Key part should be verse 11. Let's see. Or maybe hold on. Because in the beginning of the chapter it says Passover lamb, but the key part, I just want to get to it. I'll start from verse 12. So Exodus 12 and verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the powers of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord Yahawah. So of course, and it says in verse 13, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. Hence why it's called a Passover. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. So Yahawah sent Yahawashi in order to kill the firstborn of Egypt, which really you can see that as a circular judgment. The reason why, because remember in Exodus either chapter 2 or chapter 3, I presume chapter 2, because that was going into when Moses was born. When Pharaoh actually declared that well, actually no, it was mainly the male children. Salaki is a different context. The male children to be killed, But right now it's like, okay, Moses said, okay, now all the firstborns going to be killed, man. And for Israel to protect themselves, they're commanded to, what's it called? It says here, I'm gonna skip the verse. It says here, read from verse 5. It says, hold on. Yeah, it says verse 5. According to his eating shall make. Alright, verse 5. So Exodus 12 and verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, which means healthy. A male of the first year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So small cattle, sheep and goats. It says, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And verse 7, which is a key part for the protection, which is really just the commandment of the Most High, unto Israel. It says, and they shall take the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorpost of the house, where they shall eat it. So that's the blood of the lamb being put onto their household, man. On the doorpost, which is really the entrance of their house. And of course, this lamb is what that they sacrifice in order to put the blood on the doorpost. This was seen as a representation of also Yahawashi, because Yahawashi He was the lamb. He was the sacrifice. He was the sacrificial lamb in a metaphorical sense for the whole nation of Israel, man. And everything is in sync because remember, as I also said, that the spirit here, where it says in verse 13, hold on. Yeah, verse 13, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. When Yahweh declared in verse 12 that he will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, against all the powers of Egypt. So that was an angel of death, man. Like a wind. I remember, as I said, that's why I mentioned Prince of Egypt, because in Prince of Egypt, it was like a spirit. They had it like a mist that was going about the place, man. And the mist saw the blood on the lamppost, and then it just dodged, well, not dodged, but rather it avoided the place, man, because that was the mark of exemption, back in that day. So that's Exodus 12 and 13. Well, Exodus chapter 12, verse 12 to 13 mean the keeper. And that was how Israel was protected, man. And as I said, that really represents Yahawashi being the sacrificial lamb, of whom will protect, more specifically, the elect in this time, because the whole nation, they're going to have to be, well, not the whole nation, but the 2/3 specifically, and the wicked Israelites, they're going to have to be reborn in the kingdom. So first of all, really is to save the elect. Hence why I would say specifically the elect. Although it was for the whole nation of Israel, that's why Yahawashi died, but of course, even more so for the elect, which are the first fruits of Yahawashi. So anyways, yeah, that mist right there where the candle went out, that's really like a representation of the angel of death.
There are no accidents.
You see that wind right there, man. As soon as the thing is with every character, I know I'm spoiling the movie a little bit. You have to. If you brothers want to go watch the movie before you see this video, if you do have Netflix, all the movies are there apart from the fourth movie. I don't know why Netflix does that, man. It's like you get the whole bunch of movies, but then you just remove one. Could be an issue with the rights, their rights to the movies. But besides the point, though, that wind that you just saw is a representation of an angel of death in the movie, and is also used as a representation in the Prince of Egypt as well, like a wind, a mist that traveled amongst Egypt, man, in the midst of Egypt, if you get what I mean. But yeah, it was like a wind, a mist, which was just checking, okay, where's the first one? Where's the first one? That wind was supposed to represent Yahawashi moving around to see what firstborn to kill. And that's when the great wailing came after that morning, man. Yeah, so, hold on. Oh yeah, I was talking about Yahawashi being the sacrificial lamb. So Revelation 12, and let's check this. Alright. Read key part is verse 11. So Revelation 12 and 11, and they overcame him, those of whom, let's start from verse 10. It says, Revelation 12 and 10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, Hamashiach, which is what anointed means. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Esau, Edom is going to be cast down, which really he's in the physical form, or he's like the physical representation of whom Satan utilizes for the wicked agenda. He's that wicked vessel. It says, which accused them before our power day and night, man. False accusations and also certain things of which really would inflict pain upon the elect of Yahawashi. So verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the lamb. You see, the blood of the lamb, the same way the sacrificial lamb, the literal sacrificial lamb was used in order to put upon the doorposts of Israel, back in the day, as we read in Exodus 12, when they were in bondage of Egypt. All these plagues were the precursors to their freedom, man. The freedom of Israel. So now it's come salvation. Oh yeah, I just read that. Yeah. Verse 11. Hold on. Right, so it says verse 11, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the lamb. So again, sacrificial lamb, literally, Exodus 12 as mentioned, that was put on the doorpost to be a protection. The same way, metaphorically, spiritually, the blood of the lamb, which is Yahawashi, the lamb represents Yahawashi, his blood being a covering for us, man, for his servants. And it says, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death. And yeah, proof of that as well is because of the fact that they would any temporary vanity, temporary possession of this world currently right now, prior to the beast system actually being in its full peak, which is the full peak is going to be when the MOTB, that implant, is going to be instituted, man, where you can't really partake in society without that thing. That's going to be the cost, man. But anyway, that's just a temporary cost in the physical realm, man. But in the spiritual realm, we're going to be good with Yahawashi, Yahawashi, that we endure to the end, man. And he preserves us from the hour of temptation. So going back to the point, so the blood of the lamb, the same way it was used as protection back in the Exodus, Exodus 12, during the Passover time, is the same way it's also used in this time as well. We're going to be protected by the blood of Yahawashi, man, which again, the lamb represents Yahawashi. It says, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death. Hence why, quite literally, our bodies will be a living sacrifice, man. For Yahawashi. Living sacrifice. Romans 12:1, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So, of course, by the blood of Yahawashi, we are protected. But of course, if we need to die, that's what we do. And the narratives are that we keep that stern spirit upon us, even to that very moment where we have to die, quite literally. So, yeah, man. Where was that at? Yeah, so that's Revelation 12:11, pertaining to Yahawashi. Let's go back to the trailer and see what's up.
Because of you, I'm still alive.
Thrown off the plane.
I got this feeling. It's a weird feeling.
The cabin starts to shake, right? And the left side blows up, and then the whole plane just explodes. The plane's gonna explode! It's not a joke! It's not a joke!
Yeah, that moment right there, man. He had a vision. The Most High put a vision in his head that he and the whole plane, the people within that plane are about to die. That's why he bugged out. He was like, yeah, it's about to explode. It's about to explode. Oh, boy.
It's a weird feeling.
The cabin starts to shake, right? And the left side blows up, and then the whole plane just explodes. The plane's gonna explode! It's not a joke! It's not a joke!
And the thing is, it literally felt like deja vu to him, man. It felt like deja vu to him. Like literally seconds after the literal scene that played in his head prior to the plane taking off, literally happened as soon as he woke up. So, obviously it reminded me of this scripture as well. Because there's gonna be all sorts of things. Even right now nowadays, you got people. Let me just read the precept, man. So Acts 2 and verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. So that was a young man that got a vision, man, quite literally. He was hot, and then he probably went into a little trance or a little dozing off in the sleep, and then he received that vision, man, of the judgment that was about to happen. Then he started alerting everyone like the plane's gonna crash. The plane's gonna crash. Throughout the whole movie, there was then this stigma of him being like an outcast, man, and only a few people, or the 7 people that escaped that plane. I know I'm spoiling it, but you Joachim can go and see the movie nevertheless. So yeah, the point is that You know, the 7 people that did escape, including himself, you know, they were how can I say this? They were the ones. Some of them were cool with him, but some of them, you know, were bugging out. Other ones were in their simplicity of mind. So yeah, man. Let's see this.
We get thrown off the plane all because Brownie has a bad dream?
I saw it.
The plane! It's gonna
You see, he said he saw it, man. He received that vision. We just read it in Acts 2 and 17.
blow up! It's gonna blow up!
All 287 passengers are feared dead.
Yeah, it says you may get a second chance at life, man. That second chance is just like you can redeem it as a warning from the Most High, man. You know, sometimes certain things may happen, like you know, maybe prior to this truth as well, where you know you're crossing the road and a car almost jams you. Almost. Bear in mind, I said almost. That could be a scenario as well. You know, another thing where who knows? Wait, hold up. Let's say another example could be, you know, maybe walking down the street, and then you know, maybe a group of over here in the UK, of course, there's a lot of knife attacks too. So over here in the UK, you know, person could be walking by, or even in America, you know, guns are allowed there. You know, not that I know too much about that, but you know, you hear what you hear on the news. But the point is, you could be walking out, you know, a person walking opposite you, you know, towards your direction, could have a knife, could have a gun, and then you know, he may try and threaten you, but through the spirit of Yahawashi, he still saves you that day, man. So that's what people perceive as a second chance at life. You may be close to death, but the Most High preserves you, man. You know, so there's a lot of things. Man. You know, even just sometimes operating in when you were in the world previously, prior to knowing, being awakened to this truth. You know, you may have done some stupid things, but then Yahawashi still had mercy upon you, man. You know, the Most High will have mercy upon whom He will have mercy upon. So that's the so-called second chance, which is really just a warning from the Most High that, you know, calm down, you know, and be careful, and be obedient to Yahawashi. That's really what it is. You know, so let's continue.
Because of you, I'm still alive.
Really, the truth is, because of Yahawashi, you'll be alive, man. You know, of course, you could liken that guy who had a vision as onto the prophets as well, because of course prophets get visions too. Now he did say in Acts 2 and 17, he will pour his spirit upon all flesh. So you're gonna have heathens having dreams and visions as well, man. I remember the time that there was an Edomite, I think in the hospital, who actually had a dream of the heavens, man, and how the angels would look like, and you know, he described them as being so-called black men, you know, in the heavens. And of course, the Edomites over there, they were lower rank. But that's just me roughly describing that dream, man. But that was like years back. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years back maybe. I'll say I'll say it's like 3 or 4 years back. But yeah, man, you know, you'll be alive because of Yahawashi. Obviously, the prophets are here to warn as well and to prophesy. That's really what the prophet's role is. It's in the name. Yeah, you can't cheat death. You can't cheat judgment, man. Which is really the remaining, that's the core theme of all the movies, man. You know, part 1, movie 1, 2, 3. You know, I haven't watched 4 yet. I need to I gotta watch 4. That's why I haven't watched 5 yet. But the latest one is Final Destination Bloodlines, man. You know, so let's see if I can get that. Well, not Bloodlines, but yeah, that's the latest one. I think is the 6th movie now on Final Destination. But yeah, the preset that I wanted to get out was this one. You know, we know all too well. So Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, this is the Most High speaking here, Yahawah. I, even I, am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. You see? So the Most High is the one who sent the angel of death. Who sent Yahawashi back in Exodus 12, as I read earlier on in this video, to kill all the firstborn, man. You know, and really all credit goes on to Yahawah, because he's the one who gives the command. You know, he signs it and gives the authority, you know, metaphorically speaking. He gives the authority to, you know, the angels of death to execute that vengeance, man, that wrath of the Most High. And that's when, you know, day by day, the Most High executes his judgment, man. Which is again, that's really the main theme of Final Destination.
There are no accidents.
Yeah, you see, there are no accidents, man, because it's all ordained by Yahawah, man. Everything is confirmed in the heavens first before it's executed on earth. Nothing is by accident.
No coincidences. And no escapes.
Did it happen again? Did you see Todd die?
What if it was our time? What if we were not meant to get off that plane? What if there is a design, then it's not finished?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You know, obviously it's fictional stuff. There's truth to it, but there's some fiction too, you know, like trying to cheat death's design. Now, there is also truth within that as well, within the so-called fiction, because we know that in the scriptures it also talks about death being us having victory over death, and that's obviously through enduring to the end, man. You know, 1 Corinthians 15, and let's see this, about verse 52. No, where's the part where it says, okay, Carl, just seen it. You know, I read from verse 54. So 1 Corinthians 15 and 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? So yeah, technically, there will be those of whom would cheat death. You know, because in that time to come, there will be those who will literally die. Those of us that will die, you know, in that time, you know, that it'd be the Most High's will for us to die. There will be those brothers that will die. Then there will be the brothers of whom they'll be as pilgrims upon the earth, and they'll literally have to just endure to the very moment of transfiguration, which is really just talking about the transition from these temporal bodies, these weak bodies, these corruptible bodies to incorruptible bodies. You know, so those incorruptible bodies will be when immortality would then be achieved. So technically, by that reasoning through the scripture here, as we just read 1 Corinthians 15, verse 53 to 54, or 54 to 55, you know, the point is, you've technically cheated death. But that's the Most High's will, though. That's just the Most High's, because, you know, there's rules to the game. That's the Most High's will for what would happen, man. Certain brothers literally cheating death, if you will. You know, but again, this is just the part of the Most High's will at the end of the day. But in this movie, they're thinking, okay, is there something we can do to escape the angel of death? You know, so, you know, Esau's just having some play with this fiction, man.
By walking off the plane, cheating death, you have to figure out when it's coming back at you.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a boomerang. That's like the type of concept that they're applying here, where the angel of death comes and is supposed to execute a job. That initial job was so that all of them, the 7 people included, were supposed to die in the plane crash. You know, and then, you know, that the ripple effect of death constantly trying to get a person wouldn't be there, man. Because literally in this movie and in the other movies, death was chasing them. Of course, not in a physical manner, but in a more, you know, I'll just say in a spiritual and supernatural manner. You know, so you just go watch the movie, man. You'll understand. You'll understand. So let's see. That's really the point, man. But yeah, hold on. Oh, death, where is that sting? Or grave, where is that victory?
What are you, God now?
Yeah, saying, are you God now? Because it's true. It's true. It's true what he says, man. Are you God now? Because only the Most High can give life and send death, man. You know, he's the one he can kill and he's the one he makes alive. You know, so that reasoning is perfect right there. Only the Most High could do that. So anyways, let's
Who
continue.
knows which one of us is next?
You have a responsibility to tell me. I knew I should have hit on Tammy in the pool that time.
As I said, man, you had the simple one. You had the ones of him were against him. Then you had the ones of him were supporting him. You know, this woman here was actually in support of him, man. She's the one who clocked on early. You know, that there was something special about this guy. You know, so really that's the I'm gonna leave it at that, you know, that's the actually, you know, one more preset. Let me just get down quickly. Then we're gonna get to the next one. So Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. So the key part in the context of this video is life and death come of the Lord Yahawah, man. You know, another one is verse 26. Actually, not verse 26. What am I saying? Where is it? Hold on. Actually, yeah, it is verse 26. So, okay. So Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 26. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord Yahawah in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways, man. So, you know, people got timers on them. You know, we all got our timers of death on us, man. You know, but now certain of us, again, I'm going to reiterate it, certain of us literally will not taste of death, man. So some of us, you could even say we ain't got timers for death. But that's if it's the Most High's will. You know, because remember, Yahawashi did say, some of you walking here today will not taste of death. If I can find it, I might need to pause it just to find it. Hold on. It says, verily, it says Matthew 16 and 28, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. You see? So that's when the transfiguration into the new bodies would then happen, man. You know, so again, 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 52 onwards. So really, some of us, you know, Yaratazar, you know, whomever it may be that will fulfill that part of the Most High's will, whoever brother that may be, you know, so be it. Some of us, you know, will also have to die, man, by the guillotines and however Esau's going to slay us. So that's really it. It all just depends on the Most High as well, man. So it says, for it is an easy thing unto the Lord Yahawah in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. So, you know, the way a person lives, you know, the Most High ain't going to let them just escape from judgment. And really, these are also forms of judgment as well, how a person dies, which is another theme, part of a final destination. Well, anyways, you know, I'm going to leave it there, okay? Yeah, you're edified. And yeah, I'm gonna just play the rest of the trailer and yeah, man, just close it off there. So Shalom, Yahawashi Brakatha.
He knows which one of us is next.
You have a responsibility to tell me. I knew I should have hit on Tammy in the pool that time.
Don't let it happen, okay?
Nobody has control over life and death. Unless they are taking lives and causing death. How can you promise me that no one else is going to die? I'll see you soon.
Yeah, Shalom.